Welcome to Peoria Connection. Fall is in full swing, and that means there is so much going on around the Peoria Unified School District. Today, we're highlighting our state robotics champions from Cactus High School. We'll learn a little bit more about the role of an assistant principal on our Peoria Unified campuses. We'll also take a sneak peek at the Thanksgiving lunches being served up in our cafeterias and get an inside look at a brand new preschool opening at GCC. All that and more coming up next. Well, this is one of our favorite segments here on Peoria Connection, and we are talking about the Thanksgiving lunch happening in a cafeteria near you all across the Peoria Unified School District this November. I am joined by Sandra, and she is our Food and Nutrition Director with the Peoria School District. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And look what we have here. One of my favorites. I'm getting excited and hungry just looking at it. But the Thanksgiving lunch, talk to us a little bit about this long-standing tradition that we have here in the Peoria School District.
This is probably our favorite meal of the year. Kids look forward to it all year. Staff looks forward to it. Our parents, everyone just gets very excited to have the Thanksgiving meal.
And we have food here that looks very different than what we serve every other day of the year because it's traditional Thanksgiving. But is this a special day for service in food nutrition, or does all of this actually still meet the guidelines that we are expected to follow as a school district?
All of the meals still meets the guidelines. We're still offering the fruits, the vegetables. It meets all the grain, whole grain requirements. So everything's being met by it. It's just something a little different that we don't normally put on our menu. Instead of pizza and nuggets, something different and exciting for the kids.
So this roll looks delicious. So I have to talk a little bit about that. And you and I were talking actually just before this, and I'm like, well, where's the butter? You're saying it doesn't even need the butter. It's that tasty.
This is a whole grain roll that
Okay.
they have actually proofed and baked that day, and it doesn't need butter at all. If anyone that's not actually tried it, they should try it. It's actually very delicious.
And of course, can't help but eye, right in the center there, our pumpkin pie. And is this kind of out of a prepackaged kind of set thing that we get at the store for all of our schools?
This is something that the week before this meal, the managers and the cafeteria staff are working very hard because all the pies are made from scratch.
Wow.
So they are very busy getting ready for this day, planning a lot of things so that people can come in and really enjoy something special that they may not get at home, or they just want it twice.
Well, I know in my house you don't get a fresh baked pie
Right.
even on Thanksgiving. I mean, that's even still store-bought. So to get a homemade pie for our kids, that is pretty special.
Sometimes the parent groups volunteer, or if just a parent wants to volunteer, they can get in touch with their local cafeteria manager and they can get the information.
Just
for
the
them.
way Thanksgiving should be, right? The more the merrier.
Yes.
So that really is exciting. Well, thank you so much for being here, Sandra, and for sharing this. I know it is a tradition at all of our schools here in our district, and just know how much we appreciate the hard work that goes into making this happen at 42 campuses across the district. So thank you very much, and pass that on to your team as well.
I will do that, and I look forward to seeing you in the cafeteria on that day.
I look forward to being there and
Yes.
sampling at a number of our schools.
Yes.
So thank you.
Okay.
To our community, you can learn more about our Thanksgiving lunch, including get all of the nutritional information directly off our website at peoriaunified.org.
Tectus Robotics, or Team 498, has been around since the year 2000. Their hard work has paid off and they have won many competitions in the past few years.
They have been to countless competitions and have placed high in most of them. For example, in 2016, they qualified for the World Championship.
In 2015, the robotics team built the Coyote. This robot was able to stack 6 totes on top of each other.
It helped the team bring home 2 semifinalists and get them 4th place in the AIA Robotics State Championship.
Our school has made many robots for competitions, including Little Shredder in 2016. The robot was made to break down defenses and won our school our first regional win, which allowed us to go to the World Championship.
In 2017, the robot built was called Spicy Devil. This robot was able to climb a rope in 3 seconds at the end of each match. The robot qualified us to go to the championship in Houston, Texas.
In 2018, our robot's name was Killscreen 2.0. This robot can easily manipulate power cubes and got us into the semifinalist league in the Arizona West Regional.
In 2019, our robot was named Category 5. This robot won us the Arizona West Regional, the first championship in Houston of the Galileo subdivision, and got us 4th in the Einstein Field Championship.
Finally, this year our team has already placed first in the state championship and is soon moving on to nationals.
The team consists of mechanical mentors, programmers, strategy mentors, and electrical mentors. Did you know that when the team first started, they only had 4 members?
Yeah, that must have been hard because this year there are 30 students on the team. Each of them has a unique job that helps the team out.
The team consists of many members and also includes 13 mentors that guide the newer recruits and help them get better at their job.
Thank you to everyone who showed up to tell their story throughout robotics. Now let's watch a video of one of their competitions this year.
My own petard, that was brutal.
All right, we've got a green light and a thumbs up from our head ref, so I'm going to cut off this ridiculous conversation and get this match started. In 3, 2, 1, embark.
Mark indeed. And it's no surprise to these drivers that their robots have all scored points in the sandstorm period. If we're looking for action right near this blue rocket is the play, 649 and 1072. Now, not to go too far into the strats, it was interesting to see that they didn't back up. If they were to back up and hit him again, they probably could have knocked him off course like they're doing now. Having a level 3 and a level 2 climb, Red Alliance needs to catch up. Hopefully they'll use the remaining 10 seconds of the match to do so. Going to the Blue Alliance by 6 points, 58 to 52. Blue will be taking home a half-a-docking ranking point. Let's hear about that match from the Robo Sports Network.
Well, I am so pleased to have 2 of Peoria Unified's finest leaders joining us here in the studio for Peoria Connection today. Welcome to Tanya Navy and also to Stephen. And I'm so pleased to have both of you with us, joining us all the way from our school furthest in the north there, Tanya, Lake Pleasant Elementary, and just down the street here, Oasis. So thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Well, glad to have you. And I know for our community and those who might be watching, people hear a lot when they talk about schools about the principal of the school. Kind of seems to get all this attention as kind of the celebrity there on campus. But I think a lot of people in our community don't realize the critical role that assistant principals play in our schools. And so I'm wondering maybe you can start, Stephen, just tell us a little bit, what is the role of an assistant principal?
I think assistant principals do whatever's needed in that given situation. It could be something as simple as ensuring the safety of students on their way home, coaching a teacher on being the very best possible instructionally that they can be for their students, or ensuring our students with specific needs get the resources they need to be successful every single day. If there's one thing I can say, it is never the same way 2 days in a row.
No 2 days alike. Maybe you can walk us through a little bit, Tanya, what would a typical day be like? I mean, what time do you hit the ground running and kind of how long do you go into the evening sometimes?
I think it's a loaded question. It very much depends on the day and the needs of the campus. I mean, when you're thinking about it, every site you have about 100 adults, could be up to 1,000 kids, all of their parents, so there's always something. I think whatever happens or is planned on my agenda morphs throughout the day, but typically I get to campus at around 7:15. We will have meetings in the morning. It can be a parent concern, an IEP for special education students, or a 504. That's usually how our mornings start. And then we have a big agenda of things that we need to accomplish that are focused around student learning, instruction, data, all of that sort of thing. But then stuff pops up. And so you have to handle it. You have to be very agile. You have to be flexible. You have to adapt to it. there's a lot of needs on the campus, and so we're very busy people. And I think our number one job is to make sure that our mission and vision that we plan with our principal comes to fruition. And so that can look like a lot of different things on any given day.
Well, a lot of times I know you're really working as a team, a leadership team on your campus. So you're working right alongside the principal. Talk a little bit about the role that you play in the safety of the campus.
Absolutely. I think on a given basis or on a given day, there's so many different things that we think about in terms of safety. It could be, like I said earlier, the logistics of a student getting home, but it could also be a student in crisis or a family in crisis and needing to be able to support them and getting them the resources that they need to be able to be successful, not just here at school, but every single day, all the time. So it's helping that principal be able to make sure all the students have the things they need every day.
Wow, and I think community engagement, plays a role, and I know the two of your campuses are pretty strong in that area, so you're probably pretty lucky that you have that support, from parents and from your community. Maybe talk a little bit, Tanya, the teachers that are considering going into administration, so maybe those who are watching that maybe haven't even considered that as a pathway for them. What do you think are some of the things that really stand out that enable you to do your job well, or really are strengths of someone moving in to serve as an assistant principal?
I think, and Steve and I have actually had this conversation a lot, I think the key thing for me is knowing that my job is really a job of serving, right? So I have to know that I need to be that person for everybody, and I have to meet people where their needs are. Even going through college and through trainings I still didn't know what the job really entailed until you're on the job, So I think that shadow, get in there. You need to be instructionally sound. You need to be putting students first always. That just has to be your philosophy. And then I think that you just need to be ready. You have to be a person that is ready to mold yourself to whatever the situation is. And it is a very careful balance, and you have to have a lot of common sense and knowing that you're a reach, that you want it to spread beyond just your classroom. I love being in the classroom. I was in the classroom for 10 years. I have a great relationship still with some of the kids that I had, but it's kind of cool to be able to see how you can reach an entire community. And so it's very fun. It takes a lot out of a person. So you have to be kind of strong-willed in a lot of areas, but it is a great gig. You have to mentor. You got to be able to get in there, look for opportunities to see if that's something that fits your personality and something that you could do wholeheartedly.
Wow. It's a fine fit, I think, for both of you. Truly two of our finest. So thank you so much for joining me, for shedding a little bit of light onto the great work that you're all doing to support the kids across our district. Great to have you.
Thank you.
In the summer of 2018, Peoria Unified School District received some communication from Glendale Community College saying that their Child Development Center was empty and wanting to know if we would be interested in partnering with them to run the Child Development Center.
This partnership has been pretty awesome for the preschool because we've gotten the chance to work with a lot of the new workforce that's coming up through the college. So all the interns that have been coming in and all the people that attend GCC now all know that Peoria does have preschool program, and we have a toddler program now.
Our success rate has been serving students and serving the community. We have a wonderful preschool here on campus that we have approximately 12 children that are attending the preschool. Our toddler side, we have 2 toddlers, so we do have open enrollment at this time. The teachers on campus here that are in the classroom are actual GCC graduates. So I like to say that they actually have been my students. They have graduated from the program of early childhood education, and now that they are actually working for Peoria Unified School District.
One of the great advantages of this partnership with Glendale Community College are the interns that are coming into the program. We have students who are in the early childhood program at Glendale Community College who come into the toddler and preschool rooms.
So my students that are going into early childhood education sees the lab here on campus as an added benefit to prepare them to become workforce ready and to see best practices when it comes to early childhood education.
And what color is this?
Orange.
Good job.
Are you ready to go wash your hands, honey? Is it your favorite sound?
What shape is this? It smells lemony. I smell lemons.
Can we all go to circle? Quiet feet. Quiet feet. Tiptoes. Over to circle. Layla.
Currently, all preschool programs in Peoria School District are voluntarily enrolled in Quality First. We currently have 1 3-star center, 8 4-star centers, and 8 5-star centers. There are 10 in the region, and we hold 8 of those 5-star programs.
Parents are very happy. We have several staff members and instructors that are bringing their children here. And they've seen the growth, they've seen how their child is thriving, and they're seeing the collaboration with the teachers that are working together with their children.
We've had lots of positive feedback. We've had families say their children love to come to school each day, but their previous place they didn't necessarily like it as much. What I want to make sure everybody knows is that preschool really does hit on the whole child, so everything from their motor development to their cognitive development and their emotional development. So it's an all-encompassing type program to help everybody learn.
If parents are interested in registering for preschool or toddler programs, they can reach out to the preschool registration office at Skyview Elementary School. The number is 623-773-6675. We do still have some availability.
That's all from this edition of Peoria Connection, our partnership in education with the City of Peoria. Until next time, we leave you with scenes from our fall field trip.
We're excited to share our school with you and how you can become a part of our Wildcat family.
Cowboy, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Vote is needed in order to garner majority strength. I'm going to break the scene right now, stay where you are. Just want you to notice we do have levels. We've got a level 4 here, we've got a level 3, 2, and almost a level 1. We'll see.
Wow, that's a lot. Good job.
This tides them over on the weekend. At our school, they get 2 meals a day. They get free breakfast for all kids, and then 77% of our kids get free and reduced lunch.
Hey guys, I'm Levi Swartout. I'm the student body president here at Cactus High School. And we just wanted to give you a taste of our school spirit by giving you a big Cactus-style welcome.
This is about you, the community, coming together and seeing what we do.
Allowing us to share our school with you. We hope that as you leave, you are feeling like you are a special part of our community of learners.